Age of Hausos, a banteroll actual play. Chapter 1. The Wedding. In the year 989 in the Age of Magic, a group of friends are preparing to lend their aid in an upcoming wedding between Angie Jallis, a local dwarf, and Harris Dinkelwold of Dodenheim. Alec, a lizard folk, and the tavern chef prepared the food for the celebration. Ross, another local dwarf, he and his family provide the drinks and is escorted by his faithful wolf, Grump. Cecil, the elf, though disapproving of the arrangement, would oversee the transport to the venue. Edgar, a well-meaning gnome, was offering advice and being an able hand as a self-proclaimed taste tester. Garrock, a fellow dwarf, would be providing his artistic talents during the ceremony to mark the occasion. The group made their way down the mountain towards the wedding site and to clear the way for the procession following them down. After reinforcing a rope bridge that had been on the verge of snapping, they notice they are being watched by an unkindness of ravens, and one with a very strange visage, having 4 wings. Cecil climbs up to investigate the area where the ravens had been sitting, finding a pile of bones and a pouch containing a few coins and an iron ring. Recognizing the coins as being minted in Menegol, the elven capital. The group aids the procession across the bridge and into the foothills, and shortly after see thick smoke rising over the trees in the direction of a nearby farmstead. Concerned, the group runs ahead to investigate. They find all 3 houses on fire and more ravens circling the area. Many farmhands lay injured, dying, or deceased. Only a few orcs had been spared the attack with bloodied weapons in hand. Cecil tried to use his natural powers to speak with the ravens, only getting squawks of fire, murder, death. Though one voice reached him from the ravens crying, "Small ones, trees, trees, trees." Bros, able to speak with the orcs when they awoke, found out from them that halflings had attacked the farm, all bearing tattoos of a tree on their chests. Worried that the halflings may return and attack the wedding guests, the party decides to track them down and stop them. They first found strange tracks on the ground, and followed them for quite a distance, Grump and a wild-shaped Cecil leading the pack. Eventually they found the source of the tracks, a tall wooden house built on massive wheels being pulled by a variety of beasts of burden. Strangely, the halflings invited them all inside to talk, throwing down a rope ladder. Inside were a lot of halflings, including children and elders, all bearing a tree symbol somewhere on their person. After some time, they admitted things had escalated at the farm and had gotten out of hand. The farm had been mistreating their animals and lost their balance with the natural world. Cecil confirms this story by speaking with the animals outside. Ross suggests that the halflings not return to the area, at least not for a long time, not wanting to cause harm to the innocents in the moving house. The group find their way back to the wedding procession, who had made camp. They were being introduced to a few new faces. Alamel, an elven bard who was staying at Dodenheim, would be providing music for the ceremony, and Larissa, the elven cleric who would be presiding over it. They also met Johnson Stonehard and Bronvar, representative of the Adventurers Guild, who were setting up shop in High Peak and showed interest in the group when they recounted what they'd been up to for the last few days. They themselves inform the party that they are here searching for something called the Oracular Tree, and asked the group to talk to them after the wedding if they were interested in helping them look for it. The last person they met arrived in a flurry of leaves and wind, introducing themselves as Brightwind, a nature spirit of the area whose blessing was needed for the ceremony. After the ceremony, the group enjoys the party, with drinks, stories, food, and pranks, and looking forward to joining the guild on their first adventure very soon.